All right, so we're going to go over a report in the system called Pinpoint Analysis, which I think is a really useful report. Pinpoint Analysis can be found from the CRM under Advertising, Advertising Analysis, and then at the bottom of this dropdown is Pinpoint Analysis. To run Pinpoint Analysis, you do have to have report templates created. So if there's a report you'd like to run with Pinpoint Analysis, you may want to speak with your system administrator about creating a template. Today, the report I'm going to go over specifically is an issue comparison, which is a report template we've created in the system. When you're selecting a report, at the top of the menu, do you want a print report, a digital report, or a combined report? What we're going to go over today is a print report, and in the templates dropdown, we're going to select Issue Comparison and click Apply. You can see once I've got my issue comparison applied, I've actually got some headings already defined in the system. In my template, I have defined these headings as Issue 1, Issue 2, and Issue 3. So what I'm actually going to run in my example is a year-over-year analysis of the same issue. In my first level analysis, I do have to tell it what I would like to search on. For our example, I am going to look up a particular publication. I could use a publication group as well if I wanted to find a group of publications. In our example, I'm going to use dairy herd management. And under the first issue date, I'm going to select the February issue of Dairy Herd Management for 2014. For my issue dates, I'm simply selecting the first day of the month and the last day of the month. If we were using this for the packer, we would want to select the specific issue dates that apply to that issue. In my second issue date field, I'm actually going to select the February issue, but for the 2013 year. And in my issue 3 field, I'm going to select the same exact issue, our February issue, but in this case, I'm going to use 2012. Once I have all of my dates selected, there's a button that says Get Data to the far right of the input area. And all you're going to do is select Get Data. And at the bottom of your screen, you will see a line of data has appeared. At this point in time, what it's displaying to me is for dairy herd management in the month of February, the total dollar figure associated with that issue year over year. If I want to get a more granular look at this, I would simply select this line item and click Drill Down. When I select Drill Down, I'm going to get a pop-up with some options of what data I would like to drill into. In this case, what we're going to look at is a drop-down for advertiser. So what we're drilling into now is each advertiser in that issue and what their spending is year over year. So in my first column, I've got the February spending for an advertiser in 2014. In my second column, I've got the February spending for an advertiser in 2013. And in the third column, I've got my February spending for an advertiser in 2012. What this will allow me to see is not only how my revenues changed from issue to issue year over year, but why it's changed. Specifically, what's the difference between an advertiser's spending from this year to last? If I'm interested in seeing some other details, possibly not the advertiser, I could sort this into ad types. So I'm going to go back up, start my report over. I'm going to use the February issue again for dairy herd management. I'm going to click Get Data. And this time when I select my line item, and click drill down, I'm actually going to select ad type. And what I've now got is a breakdown of each ad type year over year. If I now want to see the difference between these ad types, I can continue to drill down in these line items simply by, again, selecting the line item, clicking drill down, and now selecting another option to drill into. If I now select advertiser, what I'm actually looking at is a list of the display ads for each advertiser year over year. So in this particular issue comparison that I've created, it's actually very flexible into what you could use it for. Currently, I'm using it to compare like issues of a publication. I could use this to compare issues from one month to the next, or I could, instead of an issue date, actually use this to compare an entire year worth of products, simply by selecting the first of the year and going to the last day of the year in each one of these categories. I could actually sort this and see the year over year for this publication. It's a very flexible report. We've only created one template, which is the issue comparison, but there are multiple types of templates we could create. For instance, we could also have created this, instead of issues, to actually be separate publications. And then I could have compared one publication to another publication next to each other. We could use this for print versus digital comparisons, or for one print publication versus another, if we're curious as to how they're working against each other. So that is the general way to run a pinpoint analysis. I do find it to be a very useful tool in the system, and it is a very flexible tool. So if you find there's something you're looking for that might relate to this, please let us know, or contact your system administrator, and we'll find out if we can build your report template.